Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel CCNA Day 13. I am Muhammad Eib, I am your trainer for this entire series. Now today we are going to see VTP, VLAN Trunking Protocol. In the last video we have seen port security. What is port security and why will configure port security we have seen so far. So now we are going to see the VTP, VLAN Trunking Protocol. First we'll read the theory. VTP is a Cisco proprietary protocol. It is used to share the VLAN configuration with multiple switches. First point is what is stating that if we have a multiple switches in a branch or in a like single branch or multiple branches, so we will make a VLAN configuration into the switches, right? So VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, like this, sales, marketing, IT. So for this, like if we configure into the one switch the VLAN configuration, the configuration routing table will send to the all the switches into the LAN network. So that is the first point. The new VLAN need to be added only a server with switch, and the configuration will automatically send all to all other client switches. So we need to make one switch as a server, then it will send all the configuration and all the routing table with all the switches. VTP only work when trunking is configured on a fast Ethernet port or higher port. When we will VTP will work, we need to configure the trunking on the fast Ethernet port. Then only it will work. So fourth point is switches should be configured with the same domain name. So all the branches or all the multiple switches we have to configure into the same domain name, so that only that will work. Domain name are case sensitive. So we'll see the practicals. This is our syntax to make like our today's practical, and we'll see how to make this practicals. So we'll go to the practicals. Now our today's topic is VTP. We'll take this configuration of VTP, VLAN trunking protocol. That is our seventh topic. So VLAN trunking protocol. So for this we need three switches to do our today's practical. So we'll do one thing. We'll make one another switch. Copy paste. And we'll do the physical connectivity. Switch to switch will configure crossover cable, that is from 23 to 23. Okay, so for this we should need to configure the trunking. So we'll just make a one LAN network, right? So for this we need to configure the trunking on the fast Ethernet port, then only it will work. So we'll do one thing, we'll configure the trunking on switch number 2 and switch number 3. This is switch number 1. Say for example, we'll take as an assume this is a switch number 1, this is switch number 2, this is switch number 3. So switch 1 and 2 will configure already trunking. So we'll configure for trunking on fast Ethernet port number 23 into the switch 2, and we'll configure trunking on the port number 23 on the switch 3. Okay. So for this, first we'll configure the trunking. Subnet enable subnet show running config to check the configuration. See this guys. We have port number 24 as a trunk configure into the switch. So and we have to configure port number 23 also as a trunk to this port. So for this config t interface fast Ethernet 0/23 enter switch port mode trunk. Okay, switch port, this is the syntax, switch port trunk allow VLAN all exit show trunk to check the configuration, show interface trunk. See this guys, port number 23 we have configured trunking, and port number 24 also we have configured the trunking. Clear? And also another command is to check the trunk show running config. See this, port number 24 and 23 we have configured the trunk. Okay, so we'll move to the switch number. Don't forget to save the configuration. Okay, and we'll move to the switch number 3. Subnet enable subnet show running configs. First we'll check the configuration. See this, port number 1 and 2 we have VLAN 10, and 4, 5 and 6 we have LAN 20, and we have configured port number 24 as a trunk. We'll no need for this. Okay, so port number 23 we don't have the trunk on the port number 23, so we will configure. Okay, this is guys, in here we don't have any configuration of trunk. Okay, so we'll configure the trunk on the port number 3. Okay, port number 23 config t interface fast Ethernet 0/23 enter switch port mode trunk. This is a syntax to configure the trunk, switch port trunk allow VLAN all, then exit show trunk show interface trunk. Series guys, port number 3 we have, port number 23 we have configured the trunking. Clear? So far we have configured trunking on the branches, or say for example all the number of switches. So now we have started our today's class. So this is a syntax to configure VTP types. What are the VTP types? Server, client and transparent. So we'll make one switch as a server, and rest of the switches we need to configure the client, and the last switch which we have in the network, that is transparent. So what we'll do, what the server switch will do, the server switch will share the VLAN configuration to all the branches switches or all the switches. Clear? So we'll see how it will share the VLAN configuration to all the switches. Firstly we'll configure as per our today's practical. Okay, we'll move to the switch 1. This is a switch 1, this is a syntax for switch 1. Okay, so we'll move to the switch 1. Subnet enable subnet and config t to configure what is the configure global configuration mode. For any configuration we have to go to the global configuration mode. So VTP domain subnet, this is a syntax for today's practical. I will do one thing, I'll drag in here. Okay, VTP domain subnet. Any name you can give. We will take as a subnet. Okay. See this VTP domain name from null to subnet. Okay. So VTP password, we have to give the password also. VTP password subnet. Okay. Switch device VLAN database to subnet. Okay. And VTP mode server, will make this switch as a server. VTP mode server. That's it, guys. This is the syntax. What is saying? Device mode already server. For every switch, default it as a server only. We'll make it as a transparent and client switches. So for default, by default, the every switch will play a role as a server only. So to check the configuration, show VTP status. See this, guys. VTP status, what is showing? It is showing the VTP domain name subnet version 2, version capable is 1 of 2. Like it has two versions. It is currently version is 2, and the domain name we have given subnet, and pruning mode is disabled. Trap generation is disabled. This is the device ID and MAC ID of the switch. The configuration what we have done, and this is the VTP operating mode. This is a server. So maximum VLAN supported 255. Number of existing VLAN 7. Okay. So like this we have to go to the other switches also to make the configuration. So we'll move to the switch 2. Okay. We'll move to the switch 2. Don't forget to save the configuration. Into the switch 2. First we'll see the VTP status, what is showing. Show VTP status. So by default every switch play a role as a server only. We need to make as a client for other switches. In the LAN network we have to make one switch as a server, then rest of the switches we have to make as a client, and the last switch in the LAN we have to make as a transparent. Clear? So we'll do the practical config T. We'll do the next in task. Switch 2. What is the configuration of switch 2 syntax? This one. Okay. Don't forget to make all the switches into the same domain. Clear? VTP domain subnet. Enter. And VTP password also we have to give. Subnet. Okay. And VTP mode we have to make it as a client. Enter. From server to client. Okay. Exit. And save the configuration. Show VTP status to check the configuration. See this, guys. What is the operating mode? Client. Okay. Clear? So to the switch 3. So VTP status, it is also a server. We need to make it as a transparent. What are three modes in the VTP? VTP server, client, and transparent. VTP server will make into the one switch we will make as a server. And then rest of the switches will make as a client, and the last one is a will make as a transparent. Clear? This is the switch 3 configuration. Okay, config T interface, sorry, VTP domain subnet, then VTP password subnet, then VTP mode transparent. Enter, then exit. show to check the configuration. VTP status series guys, transparent. Okay, now we'll see whether our VLAN configuration are sharing with all the switches or not. Okay, for this we'll check the VLAN configuration in all the switches. So to check the configuration, what is the command? Show VLAN series guys. In the third switch we have VLAN 10 sales and marketing. Okay, so we'll make first, we'll see all the branches VLANs. Third switch we have two VLANs, and the second switch we'll see what is the VLANs. It is also a sales and marketing. Now we'll move to the switch 1. We'll check the VLANs of the switch 1. Show VLAN. It has also a sales and marketing. Now what we'll do, we'll make some more VLANs into the switch 1, that is we have make as a server. We'll see whether this VLANs share to the other switches or not. Okay, so config t VLAN 10 20 we have, 30 will make 30, name IT will make IT. Okay, then exit. Then VLAN 40 will make as a HR, name HR, enter, then exit. Then exit. To check the VLAN, what is the syntax? Show VLAN series guys. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, previously it has. Now we have make as a HR and IT, VLAN 30 and VLAN 40. We'll see whether this configuration table will share to the other switches or not. That is what today's practical. Clear? So we'll move to the switch 2. In the switch 2 we have only a sales and marketing in the VLAN table. Now we'll see whether switch 2 has a HR or IT automatically created or not. So for this, check the configuration. What is the syntax? VLAN, show VLAN series guys. IT and HR, it has already shared the table with the other switches. Clear? So this is our today's practical guys. So VTP, so far we have done what is VTP and why we need VTP into the CCNA and to the switching. So clear? So this is our today's class. So please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the latest videos. Thanks for watching guys.